paracord. Buckler, get down. No, he just gets all up in people's faces. He's so excited. All right, and hopefully everyone can see my screen. Note to self, next time when I send the child to daycare, I need to send him to daycare too. Lord have mercy. Okay.
He'll settle down. He's just excited new people are here.
All right. So today's training is No Excuses 2015. Think like an entrepreneur. Every single one of us is an entrepreneur, and I think that's really exciting because that means that we hold our futures and our success in our own hands. So thinking like an entrepreneur, I found this quote by Estee Lauder, and she said, "I didn't get there by wishing for it or hoping for it, but by working for it." Your business is what you make of it. So if you work hard, you will see it pay off, sometimes in the short run, sometimes in the long run. One of the things I wanted to focus on was time management. This is really difficult for me, and I think it's really difficult for a lot of entrepreneurs. So some tips that I had were set aside some time each day or week to work on your business. Think of it as office hours. This is something that I have not done, but it's my New Year's resolution, is to set office hours. I think the reason I didn't set them for so long is because my husband's work schedule changes week to week. So I was thinking I can never have the same set office hours because I either have the baby or he's closing or he's, off doing something. So I decided that I'm going to set office hours, but mine to work for me, I'm going to have to set my office hours each week. What I'm going to do with that as well is I'm going to post my office hours on our Jammin Allstars webpage or Facebook group. That way everyone knows that these are my office hours. This is when I can respond to questions and things like that. I think it will also hold me accountable because if I say that my office hours is going to be the following Monday from 5 to 6:30, then I'm setting myself to that standard as well. The biggest thing is to utilize your time. So think if you're giving yourself 1 hour, try to break up that 1 hour. 1 hour is a big chunk of time to try and focus. So break it up a little bit. One of the things that I think is really important is to spend the first 15 minutes checking on your own status, where you are with your rank gap, that sort of thing, and checking on your team. Go through and see where your girls are, the people who have joined under you, and see their status as well. And write that down because the next 15 minutes, you're going to be following up with your teammates. So you're going to be checking in with the people who have joined under you and letting them know how far away they are from their promotion. And then let them know what those dollar amounts are that they need, or if they need to recruit, or if they need an active leg. Because sometimes if they need to promote to get somewhere, they might need someone under them who needs to hit active or something like that. And sometimes they don't see that. So it helps if you can get them to see what they need to hit that next promotion. Next is following up with customers. Think about the times that you've sent a sample pack and didn't follow up with someone. Right there is a potential customer that you've lost. They know about Jamberry, but now the next Jamberry consultant who approaches them is probably going to get them as a customer. So just follow up with your customers. If someone was at a party and she tried Jamberry for the first time and she ordered, it's a good thing to follow up with her and see how she liked the nail wraps. And just see if she eventually would like to host a party. The last 15 minutes, I think, is good to focus on business details. Remember that we are entrepreneurs, so we get to use our business as a tax write-off. So any of those receipts, like maybe organize your receipts or spend time making sample packets or go ahead and track your gas mileage. I'm really bad about around tax time, sitting there and trying to track all my gas mileage in February for the entire year previously. So it's really good to like sit down during those office hours. And that's money that you've spent on your business usually that if you're looking at it from the last week, you're not going to forget it. But if you sit down in December and try to go through all the expenses you've had over the year, you're going to be losing money because you're going to be forgetting about places you've been, errands you've ran. Think about if you've had a customer who didn't get her wraps in time, so you drove to her house and dropped off a sheet of wraps for her. That's gas mileage that you could write off in your taxes. That's something you're not going to remember in 3 months that you did. So just something to, I like to spend a little bit of time focusing on my actual business from the business side of it, the paperwork, the taxes, the things like that. Staying updated and focused is a huge part of being successful in Jamberry. So check your workstation regularly. I don't know how often everyone checks their workstation, but I check mine at least once a day. That's really good for me because I know I may not be in my workstation for 15, 20 minutes, but I may just be going in there and checking to see where my sales are and to see where my team is. So it keeps me updated on that sort of thing. And then you want to check your rank gap. So to check your rank gap, if you go under volume and earnings, there's a little tab under there that says rank gap. If you click on that, that will show you what you need to reach the next rank, the next promotion. That's really good so that you're not having to figure it out yourself. It's telling you exactly what you need, how many active legs, how many lead consultants, how many sales you personally need and your team needs. So it's just a great thing to check and kind of keep up on. Next is you want to check your teammates as well. There are a couple ways to do this. One is under volume and earnings where the rank gap was. There's also something called Rising Stars that tells you who your highest earners are for that month. So if you check on that, then you can click on their names and it will show you where they are currently. You can also click view detail and things like that to get more information to see where they are in their rank and how far they are from promoting. Once you know how far someone is from promoting, you want to contact them and let them know. It is so easy to lose a promotion yourself because someone under you was only $100 from promoting. And you didn't know that, and they probably didn't know it either. So it's good to check and see where people on your team are and then contact them and let them know. It's the middle of the month and you're only $200 away from promoting to the next level. Let her know that and then she can work on those last $200 in sales. We don't want our people to not know about something that could hold them back from promoting. Staying updated and focused also helps you earn bonuses. When your teammates earn a bonus, you do too. But in order to earn that bonus, you have to be at that level or above. So this is kind of hard to see, I think. But for a lead consultant, so let's say I recruit Whitney and I recruit her in January. According to the bonus system, to reach lead consultant, she has her sign-up month plus 3 months. So she has until April to reach lead consultant and earn a $100 advancement bonus. When she earns that bonus, I earn a $100 bonus as well. If I'm not at lead consultant or above, let's say I'm just an advanced consultant for that month, then the person above me gets the $100 bonus. So if someone under Jill gets lead consultant in her first 4 months and Jill is not at lead consultant, I get a $100 bonus. something to think about. You always want to make sure that whoever your high flyer, your high star is, you always want to make sure that you are at that level or above so that you're always getting the bonuses and things like that they are receiving. The thing with lead consultant, senior lead consultant, and premier consultant is that they all have a time frame, but if your people don't meet the time frame, they still get an advancement bonus. It's just a little less. You also get that matching bonus. So you want to make sure that you're always staying on top of who is next to promoting and how can you help them get to that promotion so that they get a bonus and you get a bonus. And then starting at team manager, the bonuses get even bigger. There is no deadline for reaching team manager, but once you reach that, you will get a $500 bonus and your upline gets a $500 bonus. So for Cammie, when Cammie reached team manager, I was also a team manager that month. So she got a $500 bonus and I got the matching $500 bonus. Next is follow-up. So try to reset a recurring day to send emails to customers. So you could set this up on your phone to remind you like every 2 weeks to send an email to your customers. Maybe you want to send one once a month. If you're super busy, if you've got kids in all these activities and you don't have time to do something every 2 weeks, then just sit down and send an email once a month. But set a day. It's going to be the first Monday of every month that I'm going to send an email, or it's going to be the third Tuesday, something like that, so that you know that's when you're sending out your email. I use MailChimp. It is a free resource online. The only thing you have to do is import your customer contact information. If you send a mass email, I did notice that if I send it to I think the last one I sent to like 200 people, it went to some of their junk mail. So I've had to start going in and sending it to just 25 people at a time. But I go ahead and set up a template and then send it. So I'm not having to do any extra work. And then it's always a good idea to create a running list of folks to follow up with. If someone has said they'll host, if someone has said they'll purchase, or they'll join your team, follow up with these regularly. I have a Jamberry folder, and in that folder, I have a sheet of paper with names listed, and then beside their name, I have written down hostess, customer, team. And so I know that's what that person contacted me about, and then to the right of that, I'll write down the last time I talked to them. And if I haven't talked to them in a little while, then I make sure I look at that sheet regularly, probably about once a month. I should probably look at it more. And I look at that sheet and I go back and I contact those people. And that's how I've gotten people to join my team and host parties for me. And next is setting goals. So to be a successful entrepreneur, setting goals is key. So you want to set goals that are short-term and long-term. So for 2015, I want to earn the trip incentive for the following year, but that's a long-term goal. So I need to set short-term goals with that. I can't just say, oh, I want to, no, that is Davis's toy. Sorry. You want to, so you have long-term goals. I'm sorry, I got a little off topic there. The dog had the baby's toy. All right, so a long-term goal would be earning the trip incentive, but I need to set short-term goals along the line. So I need to have monthly goals, quarterly goals, things like that. Your goals need to be SMART. So you want them to be specific. You want them to be measurable. You want them to be attainable. So for me to say that I'm, going to triple my teacher salary, this year with Jamberry. Yeah, it's possible, but it's probably not attainable for me right now because I know how much time I have to put into Jamberry. So that's not an attainable goal for me right now. It needs to be relevant or rewarding. It needs to be a goal that will reward you, and it needs to be time bound, or it needs to be trackable. It needs to be something, I think, tangible, something that you can see whether or not you reached that goal. Not, I will be successful in Jamberry, because success can be defined many different ways. Be sure you set your goal with authority and positivity. So not, I would like to earn the trip incentive for 2016, but I will earn the trip incentive for 2016. It's 30,000 points. So I know that I've got to work on those 30,000 points. I'm starting in January at 0, and I've got to build up to 30,000. Should be January 1st is when they announce it, I hope. So a few tips. Bookmark the compensation plan on your web browser or save it to your desktop. That is so you can access it quickly and easily, as opposed to trying to figure out where it is on the workstation and getting overwhelmed with all the information that is there. If you have it, I have like a little folder on my web browser in my bookmark section, and it has the Flickr page, the compensation plan. It has an online Jamberry party, so I can always copy and paste from there, things like that. So the next thing is bookmark Jamberry's Flickr page. We use those images all the time. So having quick access to that Flickr page and not having to log into the workstation and all that just saves time, so it makes it a little bit more accessible. And then you want to educate yourself. There are courses in our workstation under Jamberry University. They are definitely worth your time because they have a lot of information. They talk about hosting parties. They talk about getting recruits. It's about using your workstation. It's about, there's a section in there about like going out and how to go outside of your family and friends to get customers and hostesses. Make sure you set short, attainable goals. And one thing that I am going to do new this year is I'm going to have an accountability partner. So I want to have someone who I check up on and they check up on me. And we help each other with reaching our Jamberry goals. That also means we have to share our Jamberry goals with each other. It's not, all right, yeah, I want to have 3 parties, but what do I want to promote to? And then lastly, set your office hours. So make sure that you have set times when if you know that you're most free the 1 hour you get home from work, then set that as your time. If you've got kids right after work and that's your craziest time, then maybe set your office hours when your kids go to bed. If you have kids that are in a school and you don't have to pick them up for an hour after you get out of work, then maybe spend that hour, instead of running to pick up the kids, spend that hour working on Jamberry and then go pick up the kids. If working at home doesn't work for you, then go somewhere. Go to Starbucks, go to Panera, go somewhere else, because I know it's hard when you've got the husband looking after the kids so that you can work on your Jamberry, but you go sit in your office and they're still knocking on the door because every kid would prefer to ask mommy for something as opposed to daddy. So you're going to get bugged anyway. So if you need to kind of move away, then do that. Like, just tell them, I'm going, let them know I'm going to run errands, and that errand may be that you're going to sit at Starbucks and work on your business. And then the last thing is, for No Excuses 2015, we are goal setting. I have a worksheet for those who are joining online. I'm going to put this worksheet on the website, or I keep calling it the website, on the group page. I'll put that on there for you. If you submit your worksheet by January 1st, you will be entered to win a free Jamberry promo gift. So what I really encourage each of you to do is to look at the goal sheet. I'll try and throw it up on my screen in just a second. But look at the goal sheet and try to set your short-term and long-term goals on there, but focus on what you want Jamberry to do for you. And the quote that I really like from Oprah that I have on here is, the biggest adventure you can take is to live the life of your dreams. So what dreams do you want Jamberry to open for you or to complete for you? For me, Jamberry is being put into a savings account so that we can buy land and we can build a house. So for me, Jamberry, I've got a big dream for Jamberry, and I'm working it so that I can have that dream for myself. So what do you want Jamberry to do for you? Do you want to be able to retire from your current job? If you do, then you want Jamberry to meet that same pay scale. So just a few things to think about. I do have a goal worksheet that I will pass out to those who are here. While I do that, I'm going to exit the show. And then if you have any questions, I'm going to unmute everyone. And that way, if you have questions, you can ask. And I'll stop recording. That way, everyone's questions are not recorded on here.